What is lexical scope when using Python Lambda functions? Imagine you are creating a small tool to add numbers together. You want to make it quick and simple, so you decide to use a Lambda function. But then something strange happens. The function doesn't behave as you expected. Why is that? The answer lies in understanding how Python handles variable names and their locations in your code. This is where lexical scope comes into play. When you write a Lambda function in Python, it can access variables from the place where it was created. This is called its lexical scope. Think of it like a shadow that the Lambda carries around. The Lambda remembers the variables from its surrounding code at the time it was made. This is different from some other programming languages that might evaluate variables differently. Let's look at a simple example. Suppose you have a function that creates a Lambda to add a specific number to whatever you give it. You write it like this. Def make adder x. Return Lambda y, x plus y. When you call make adder 10, it gives you a new function that adds 10 to any number you give it. Even after the makeAdder function finishes running, the Lambda still remembers the value of that was used. This is because the Lambda captured the variable from its surrounding scope. This capturing is called a closure, and it's a direct result of lexical scope. Now here's where things get tricky. If you create several Lambda functions inside a loop, they might all end up referencing the same variable. For example, functions is equal to for I in range 5. Functions append lambda x I plus. You might think each Lambda would add a different number, but they all add the last value of I, which is 4. That's because all these Lambdas are capturing the same variable I, not its value at each loop iteration. When you call these functions later, they all see I as 4. This is a common mistake related to lexical scope. To fix this, you can bind the current value of I at each iteration by passing it as a default argument. Functions is equal to for I in range 5. Functions append lambda x j is equal to I, j plus x. Now each Lambda captures its own copy of I stored in j when you call these functions. They behave as expected, adding numbers from 0 to 4. Understanding how Python handles variable names in Lambda functions helps you write clearer, more predictable code. It's important to remember that Lambda functions don't just use the value of a variable at the moment they are called. They use the value from the scope where they were created. This is the essence of lexical scope. By controlling how variables are captured, you can avoid many common bugs and make your code work exactly as you want.